Hey guys, Zach here. Long time no video. Glad to be back. Today I want to take a few minutes and give you an overview and some of my impressions after a few uses of the brand new Aught Design Spectre series pack. Now the pack I have here in front of the camera is the 22-liter version. This is the smallest of a 3-pack series. There's the 22-liter, a 34-liter which was released I believe last Friday, and a larger pack that I believe will either release this Friday or in another week or so. At any rate, all three of the Spectre series packs are very similar in design and function. It's just really the size and overall capabilities of each pack. So the first thing I like to do is do a little comparison for you for one of the tried and true packs that are out there, and give you a little comparison between the Spectre series pack and our favorite, all of our favorite, the Lightspeed from Aught Design. Now, both of these packs are 22 liters. They have 22 liters in overall capacity. Other than that, that's pretty much where these two packs kind of split in the woods. They kind of divert, and they're very, very different from that point forward. The Lightspeed, as you guys know, is I think the 1000 denier Cordura. There's a lot of variations, colors. This one here is multicam black. Again, 22 liters of size. Beyond that point, when we're looking at the Spectre, you're going to start seeing some major differences between the two packs. One thing right off the top is the material. So this material is what Tad is calling, I think it's LS42 material, which is essentially a long life sailcloth that they've repurposed into this packs and duffels that they're coming out with now. LS42, a little bit of Cordura, some polyester, some high stretch material here, and then some material they're calling X51. So I'm no materials expert, but what I can tell you from use is this LS42 material is kind of like a sail, like a sheet, almost like a tablecloth type of material. Sheds water really, really well, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. So the overall materials of the pack, very different from your standard Lightspeed pack. Outside of that, let's take a closer look. This particular version I have, and the camera, I don't know if it's going to pick it up really well, has the green straps. The straps are kind of a cross between old OD green and foliage green. The pack comes in two different configurations as far as that's concerned. The one I have here with the green molly straps and compression straps, as well as a version with straight gray straps. Now, I've seen some prototype bags that Aught Design had out that had an FTE or a tan molly row and tan compression straps. That was my favorite of the three. As far as I know, from what I've heard, they're not planning on releasing any of these packs with the FTE straps until late year, or possibly not until even next year, if at all ever, which I think is a little bit of a downside. Again, personally, I thought that was the coolest look of the three options you had there. Let's dive into the actual pack itself. You've got a large pocket here for your storage. You've got a nice little internal pocket here with a vertical zipper where you can store some miscellaneous odds and ends. I have some snacks and stuff here from a recent hike, a little bit of canyoneering my wife and I, Kathy, did not too long ago. Other than that, the inside of this pack, there is nothing else in here. So there's no other pockets, there is no other compartments or anything like that you can use. There is, however, these two loops here at the top where you can attach a control panel or really anything else you decide you wanted to attach there. So that is one of the other differences between this pack and the Lightspeed. The Lightspeed, as you guys know, has some nice zipper pockets on the inside, on the front face, on the flap here, that are very usable. I actually kind of wish that this particular pack had something like that on the inside, but they really leave it up to you to customize this pack and the others in the series for exactly how you want it. They don't really give you too much extra. They are releasing a ton of accessories, a hydration pack, a water bladder pack, some different compression straps, all of the different pouches that you currently have come to know and love. OP1, GPP1, GPP2, and so on from TAD are all being released in this same material. So that's the inside of the pack. I talked about this little storage flap here. The really nice thing, the really well thought out thing about this storage flap is that there is an external zipper here at the top of the pack where you can actually access the contents of that internal pocket. So I know this from my use a few weeks ago, having this pack completely stuffed full with clothes and other gear and having things in this internal pocket. It was really handy, really handy to just be able to unzip this rear pocket here and get into there without having to dig into the actual contents of the pack. So great design feature there for you. The back of the pack, the next zipper down, you've got essentially a hydration spot where you could put your water bladder. It's got a little hook here where you can hook your water bladder up. It has dual row of zippers so that you can route your hydration hose through either side. Now I don't have a hydration pack or hydration bladder here to show you, but I actually had some Vibram 5 fingers. I was doing some canyoneering, spending a lot of time in the water. I had those actually stuffed in there and they fit nice and flat. Really anything that you wanted to stuff in there, it would be useful for outside of just the water bladder. Now, as far as a full-size laptop, you're not going to fit that in there. You can fit a tablet in here, some magazines, some other reading material to kind of keep them separate if you did intend to use this bag for some sort of EDC use instead of for outdoor hiking, canyoneering, mountaineering, and so on. But I wanted to show you that that pocket does go all the way down, and that's what you kind of have there as an option. The back here is a nice padded material, which is kind of a depart from the way the Lightspeed's set up. It's a little bit of a different type of a foam cell that's here. It does have a sheet in here for those who are wondering. It's not a hard sheet. It's an HDPE, high density polyurethane sheet. It's a little bit flexible. You can see I can bend it. I had this pack on for probably in the realm of 5 hours, and it was extremely comfortable and it breathed really well all day in my use out there. And I'm in Arizona, so it's fairly warm here. You'll find the same material on the straps, which I found to be very comfortable. On the outside of the straps, again, you've got your LS42 sailcloth material as well as a row of Molly here, webbing. The load lifters, another difference between older versions of triple Aught packs. The load lifters here are customizable they've always been adjustable in other packs, but one of the neat things here is you can actually unclip the load lifter here and clip it to a different row, higher or lower, on these rows of the Molly here, these web gear, for different size people. So you've got a lot more adjustment than you had for say on the Lightspeed here, where you just had the web to adjust up and down. So now you can adjust it up and down as well as reposition the actual load lifter very easily. There's a little clip right here. You just squeeze it in, it pops loose, and you can reposition it on any of those rows, which is really kind of a cool little new feature for this pack. It's really good to see TAD kind of stepping out and not just sticking with the tried and true packs and lines that they've had that have been so successful, and actually getting out there and trying to release some new products. Working our way down, you're going to see that you've got 3 rows of PALS webbing. You can only see one, but because I've got a GPP 2 pouch here, kind of mounted. I don't have my OP1 yet for this pack. I had one of these laying around. I hooked it up so I could test it out. You've got 3 rows of Molly webbing going from top to bottom. I'm using the 2 bottom rows to attach this GP pouch here. You have some compression straps here across the bottom. Now I had these fully opened up, and I was barely able to fit a rolled up towel. Now, again, I was out on the river doing a little canyoneering and such, so I had to have some towels with me. I was barely able to fit one rolled up towel between here, so that gives you an idea. You're going to probably have some trouble with your camp pads if you're trying to put a camping pad through here. Sleeping bags are going to be a no-go. Small pillow, camping pillow might work. Any of your jackets or anything like that obviously would work here. It does give you that option there. These are shown in some recent videos from the TAD team to be used for a transporter tail, so to speak, that's going to be available for this, where it will hook up to these two on the bottom and hook up top, and that'll give you some additional configurability down here on the bottom. Working our way over to the sides, some other well thought out designs here. The compression straps here on this particular pack, unlike older versions or the transporter tail on the Lightspeed, when you unclip this compression strap, it stays retained here by the side buckle, as you can see. So the side buckle just kind of slips through a molly loop there, so you don't have to go chasing these compression straps all over. They don't go flying and dangling out. If you did need to, if you were wearing the pack and you needed to unclip it really quickly and clip it back, you can do so without actually taking it off. Great little design feature there. They crisscross back and forth. It gives you a nice overall bit of compression here for everything that's inside your pack. On top of that, you've got some expandable material here on both sides where you can actually fit a water bottle. If you have one of the Nalgene bottles, I'll grab one here really quick and show you. So if you have a Nalgene sized bottle, which I have one here, or one of the TAD canteens, a full-size Nalgene will fit in here. Give you an idea of the size. It's very snug, but you can actually shimmy it in there. If I let go of the compression straps here, it'd have a little bit easier time. You can see there that you could fit a full-size Nalgene, one of the clean canteens, small water bottles, Gatorade bottles, and so on will fit in here really nice. With your compression straps, you unhook it. All you need to do is come back across, clip it back in again, and that'll securely hold your water bottle or really anything else you have here on the side, on any of these side pockets. Now it's the same on both sides, so you could have multiples stashed here, however you decide to use it. Again, really easy. All you need to do is unclip, pull your bottle out, pull your cup out, whatever you have, and again, this is stretchable, expandable material, so it gives you a good bit of retention all on its own. Across the waist, so some of you may remember, some of you may not, the original Lightspeeds actually had a kind of a loose waistband, waist belt that went around. These Spectre series packs have a built-in waist belt, okay? And on each side of the belt, you've got a small, I'm going to call it an admin, but a small reach pocket where you can stash. Here I had a permit for the area that I was in for easy access. You could fit a lot of other things in there. Here's a bolt light. Here's a Leatherman Skeletool, suppress straps, survival band. You could fit quite a bit in this side pocket for easy access. Again, you don't have to take the pack off. It's one of the nice features of this particular pack. And again, this is an expandable material here. Nice zippers, good buckles, good retention. I had it buckled completely around myself the entire 5-hour trip that I was on, and I had no issues here whatsoever. Very comfortable, very easy to use, very, very handy. To also show these pockets here, I got some Advil on this side. You can also fit your cell phone in there. iPhones are going to fit fairly well. I've got a Galaxy S8 here. It's pretty big as far as smartphones go. So it takes a little bit of doing to get the S8 in there, but it can be done. I tested it out and it actually will fit in here. Without the case, it'll fit very easily. But with the case takes a little bit more work. So there you go. Galaxy S8 size. So a Galaxy S8 or maybe even the Note are going to be kind of snug in here, but they will actually fit. So I wanted to kind of show that. One of the easy things to do, one of the best uses I had for it was actually carrying my phone and then pulling my phone out, taking pictures where I was at, and then putting my phone right back. So again, easy access, very, very handy, very easy to use. Across the chest straps, you have the compression strap that comes across to cinch it up nice and tight. Buckles. The compression straps can actually be reconfigured to a different height, and that's done simply by unclipping. Let me get back into the camera here. You'll see here that there's little buckles. So all you need to do is push this molly through, unclip this buckle, and reclip it to whatever height works best for you. Now there are some additional compression strap kits that TAD has put out that are for use in a lot of their packs. Those all have these very similar little buckles on them. It's going to be very useful. Very people, I can't wait to see some of the configurations you guys come up with putting these things together. That's essentially the nuts and bolts of this pack. If I had any criticisms about it at all, it's really that I wish it had a couple more zipper pockets on it, maybe on the inner flap or somewhere, maybe even on the back here, some sort of another admin pocket where you could put some stuff. Again, I think that was intentional because Triple Aught Design wants us to, well, it's partially marketing, let's face facts. They want us to buy all of the different pieces and configure the pack however we want. So there's a lot of options, a lot of customization that you can do there with these packs. I know this video is getting a little long. There's one more thing I want to show you before I kind of leave off, and that is, I'm calling them the hydration pockets here on the side, but you could call them whatever you want. The bottom of each of these pockets unzips, and what you have on the inside here is a little loop, as well as a couple other loops that are harder to see that are also inside here where you can attach different things, and I don't even know yet what some of the things will be you could do with it. In one of the videos I saw from TAD, they show using an ice tool, using this external loop here with an ice tool, where you would, and I only have a Bussy Rattlehawk here to show you because I don't do any ice work, but essentially what you would do is you would pull your tool through this loop, flip it upside down, and then you could, if I unhook this guy here, you could go ahead and strap your ice tool or whatever tool really right to the side of your pack, just like this. You could pull it tight with your compression straps, and that's going to keep that tool nice and tight. Now the downside for using a Hawk in this case, and I've tried this out a bunch of different ways, is that if you actually have the sheath on, and for this particular Hawk anyway, you don't have enough loop down here to actually weave it through and actually flip it upside down. You just don't have enough. So kind of one of the downsides for somebody like me is I'm never really going to do any ice work, or I'm going to have an ice pick or anything like that on me. You might have hiking poles, you might have some other stuff though where you might find this usable in that sense. You could also, and I've been playing around with this quite a bit, pretty excited about this pack. You could also potentially slide your Hawk, axe, whatever it is that you have right through here, because again the bottom of this pocket unzips, and simply cinch this up nice and tight and carry it like that. Now it's not going to be as secure, but it will definitely work in that capacity. So I wanted to show that. Really, really cool line, really excited about this line. There's a lot of, I think they've really done their homework, and they've done a lot of work on all the pieces, all of the extra pouches, everything else that's going to be being released for this. I think you guys are going to have to pony up, because there's going to be a lot of cool stuff that you can do with this system, and it's almost like the sky's the limit on how you want to configure it. Some of these packs will even daisy chain two other ones, some of the smaller ones. from what I've seen so far. So I know we got a little bit long-winded. I know I briefly touched on the materials. I briefly touched on the capacities and the storage. I just wanted to give you guys kind of an overview and my overall impressions for the packs. 2 thumbs up. I've taken it on a couple hikes now. It's been extremely comfortable, extremely capable. A little bit more so capable than my trusty Lightspeed, in the fact that this waist belt is very, very handy. In wet environments, this material is also very handy. Again, I was in the water. There was rain, there was other things. This material sheds that water very well, so keep your contents on the inside of your pack very dry. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope to actually start making videos again, and cross my fingers. I know I say that every time. But as I get different configurations of this pack, I'm going to call this kind of part 1. I plan on doing additional videos showing different setups, and as I discover different things I can do with it, I hope to share that with you. Anyway, thanks guys, stay safe out there, and we'll see you later.